guys and girls, and Philip. We all know one. It's Not So Average Builder here again. We're at the moment we've all been waiting for. We've clear coated, we've painted, we've picked out, we've masked, we've done everything that we need to do for the piece. Now, you want to move to the next part, and it's the most fun part. You could leave your gunpla or Gundam at this stage and use Gundam markers or something to pick out the panel lines and all that stuff. But these things are weapons. These things are tanks. These things are meant to look dirty and grimy. And remember what I showed you earlier about your modeling oils. Well, we're going to break out old Starship Filth. MiG 502 Abteilung Starship Filth. The most fun name and the coolest color that I could think of. Well, actually, I didn't think of it. Again, plug for Model Making Guru. He was the one who showed this to me. Awesome stuff. So what you will need, because this is oil, you will need something to clean it up with. You will need odorless mineral spirits if you're working inside. Very, very easy. You will need gloves, because this is dirty, nasty, filthy, and it's awesome. You will need an brush to apply carefully the oil. And you will need an old t-shirt or an old rag or something to wipe it off. So I'm going to put on the gloves. Get out 2 of these. You will need 2, trust me. There we go. And make sure I'm putting it in the right. Nope. Backwards. Never put gloves on right. Could never be a doctor. Spend 45 minutes putting the gloves on. Simply on that basis. That and, like I can't stand bodily fluids, whatever. So, we've got the gloves on. We've got the paintbrush. My dirty cup that had water in it. Yeah. So, you will simply take the top off of this. Oh, and you get it on your finger already. Just wipe that on there. So, you're going to take your brush. And this is the one time you can go neat from the tube. And you're simply just going to... And that's what you do. But you have to make sure that your parts are clear coated. Otherwise it will go darker than you need it to. And then it's just going to look iffy. And a little bit goes a long way. So if you got any extra up here, drag it down here. Make sure I didn't get any on the camera when I was just adjusting the focus. Can't see. Get it all in those nooks and recesses and crannies and all those. Just to make sure. Now the cool thing is, once you wipe this off, it will not only fill in those recesses, and it'll tint the whole piece, but it'll panel line. Now, some modelers would say that, traditional panel lining would be the way to go, but like I said, these things are dirty tanks that are always just filthy. And it was that term that I heard that made me want to try a gunk wash to begin with, and I found some Starship Filth on eBay. Now the only downside with this stuff is it takes forever to dry, but that is a plus side. So if you make a mistake, although it's going to be stained permanently, mistakes are rectifiable to an extent. I mean, you could always take your mineral spirits and basically clean all of it off. I think that it would still give you a bit of a discoloration, but it wouldn't be too bad. It would cut down on it. get all the sides of it, every bit. Slap it on there. I went too heavy. I'll set that up there, and then you simply just take and get your thumb in there and wipe. And if you notice, it drops into little recesses, panel lines, and it creates a cool little like grayed effect, a weathered effect. And depending on which color oil you use will, you know, greatly vary the outcome. But the Starship Filth being that gray, grimy look, it gives it that perfect tone. And one thing I forgot to mention, so like these little areas down here, these little recesses, you can leave them dark, but again, it's going to significantly increase the drying time. So what I would recommend is get a Q-tip, which I'm going to do here in a sec. And just kind of get any excess out. And if you keep your thumb flat, it will not take too much oil out of the panel lines. And the longer you do this, the better the outcome is, and the more color you get. But I've got ages and ages and ages to work with this stuff, because oils are very, very slow drying. It gives you plenty of time to make up mistakes, or make up for mistakes. But yes, you see how we've got these right here, how it's all feathered out. Let me grab a Q-tip. In the UK, it's a cotton bud, but just kind of feather the edges out. And try and get like the center part of these out. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you're just trying to deposit it into the recesses. And so like back here, you get most of that stuff out.
And it gives them a nice little definition tone. Now, what I was talking about with the
You can see clearly right here, two differences. So it gives it a subtle, like darker hue, and I'm going to pop these back out with plasma. So that's all there is to it. You just simply do that, and then you'll need to put them in a bucket or a closed bin. I'm going to use the box just to make things easier and put them on the instructions. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because the oils will collect dust and dirt and all that stuff, and you don't want that on your finished product. Okay, guys, that's it. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go do the rest of the model. And when I come back, this will have dried, and I'll give it a matte varnish coat to kind of go over this, and then we'll go into some more dry brushing. So that'll be it. Thank you, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for my next video. Have a good one.